Welcome everyone. Welcome to our practice. So we're going to take our yoga block, our cushion or beach ball between the knees and take a moment to come into a comfortable seat. My name's Cathy and I'm here to guide your chair yoga practice. We might adjust the sitting bones a little. You can rest your hands on your lap. The palms might be facing down for grounding if that feels comfortable. And just take a moment to come into this space. Taking a moment to settle. Just noticing how you feel. The beginning of our practice. Starting to create awareness of your breath. Breathing in through the nostrils. Maybe out through the mouth initially. Breathing in, filling up ribs and belly if you can. Breathing out, letting go. And feel your feet grounding to the earth. So welcome if you're just arriving. We're taking a few moments to settle into our space. Again, eyes can be opened or closed. If they're open, just soften your gaze, looking maybe a few feet ahead of you. Feel all the touch points on the earth. Your body supported by your chair. And so breathing in awareness, breathing out any tightness. We might bring our awareness to our heart space, maybe even placing one or both hands on the heart. Connecting with the heart, our center of love and compassion, kindness for yourself and each other. And perhaps you set your intention for the day or this practice. What is it that you'd like to cultivate more of? And know that you are worthy of your intention, your heart's desire, worthy of abundance. And from here, let's blink the eyes opened if they're closed. Let's rub the hands together, creating some warmth and heat. And then maybe bring those warm hands to the shoulders. Give your shoulders a little rub, your neck, a little massage. Arms. Maybe you've been working in the garden. Muscles are sore. Maybe you're like me and you're knitting all the time. Maybe if your hips are sore, give your hips a little rub. On the back side. Maybe the legs. Your knee joint. Maybe you fold forward if that's okay for you, your shins. Say hello to your toes. Good. And then take your time to roll up, stacking the spine. Let's pick up that block or ball, whatever you have, little cushion, framing the heart. Feet may perhaps a little wider for good foundation through your feet. Let's press the block forward and bring it in. Good. Inhale, pressing forward and bring it in. Just noticing this movement, noticing your breath. Warming up the body. Let's take the block upwards, reaching up. Draw it back to the heart. Inhale through the nostrils. You can breathe out through the mouth or the nostrils. Opening the heart, opening the front body. You might follow your block if that feels okay for your head and neck. Let's add a little change. So reaching it up, take the block in one hand, circle around, back into the heart space. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reaching up, circle around. Looking good. Body tall. That's it. Warming up the arms, the shoulders. Just moving gently. One more time, big in breath. Circle around. Let's bring that block back between the knees. It can be at either width. You might slide back in your chair. I'm going to have mine in the wider width this time. See how that feels? Hands can rest on the thighs. We're going to press the legs out and bring it in. Pressing away and bring it in. You can also gently hang on to the chair if that gives you a sense of more security. So feel free to modify as we continue. Feeling that stretch, the strength of your leg muscles contracting. Good. Let's hold the legs out and point your toes and flex your feet. So just making sure that your chair is on a secure surface, that it's not going to slide as we continue our practice. You might use a mat. I'm using a mat today, but you don't necessarily need one. Circling your feet in one direction. And circling your feet in the other direction. Good. A little gratitude for our feet, all the miles they carry us, all the places we've been, things we've done. Good. And then releasing. Let's take that block. We're going to turn to face your right. So I'll turn with you guys. Block between the knees or ball or cushion. Shoulders over hips, so nice and tall. And if twisting's okay for your spine, we're going to inhale, reach up. And then exhale, gently turn, coming into a twist. Bring your hands to the chair back. Good. So sitting side on to your chair. Good. Continue to breathe and notice. Feel the expansion of your ribs, your belly. A little squeeze of the ball or the block. As you're ready, reach up skyward, turn your shoulders back to the right, and then float the hands down to the top of the legs. Pause for a moment, just let your ribs settle, your spine. Breathe fully. And then from here, let's remove that block. Bring your block or ball to the floor. Option is to use nothing at all without a block. You can also do that. And scoot forward a little bit to free up that front hip and buttock. So we're still sitting side on to our chair. Good. Opening the hip, back hand on the chair seat for support. Front hand reaching up. Opening up and out of that hip. Nice and tall. Good. Yep, bring your foot right to the floor. And then you might add a little side bend. Just breathing. Just noticing. And then back center. Bring both hands up. Good. Nice and tall, engaging your core muscles. Warrior one. Bringing the back hand to the thigh for support. Front hand reaches forward, front leg stretches back. So you can take your foot or your knee off that ball or block. Good. And then from here, reach both arms up, windmill, pivoting on that back toe. Bring your foot out in front a little bit perhaps. You want to find some comfort for the hip and the knee. Warrior two. So breathing into this shape. Know that you can lower the arms at any time. Otherwise, we're going to rotate our palms turning up and palms turning down. Spiraling the arm bones. Good. And then top hand to the sky, back hand to the thigh, lightly resting. Reversing our warrior. Again, you might gaze up, you might gaze at the horizon, or you might tuck your chin if that's more comfortable for the head and neck. Looking down. And as you're ready, we're going to windmill the arms back to parallel. And then lowering that front elbow and arm, lightly resting on the thigh. Circle the back arm up and around, arm by the ear. And then broaden the collarbones, hugging the shoulder blades together. Take a little pressure off that elbow so that you're doing the work. Feel the lift in your waistline, your rib cage. Keep smiling. That's it. Keep breathing. Pressing through the feet, feel the strength of your legs even here. Good. As you're ready, inhale, reach up. Exhaling, parallel arms. And relax your arms. Good. Bring that back leg forward to the front. Turn to face center. We'll pause in the center. Can everyone hear me okay? Good. So just breathing and noticing. Taking a moment to scan the body. To breathe more fully. Good. As you're ready, let's pick up that ball or block or the cushion. We're going to repeat that sequence on the other side. So block between the knees, nice and tall, shoulders over hips. Good. From here, let's inhale, reach skyward, lift and lengthen. Exhale, gently turn towards your chair back. Bring your hands down to the chair back. Adding that easy twist. And as you're ready, reach up to the sky, turn back center, and float your hands down to the top of the legs. Pause for a moment, letting your spine settle, the rib cage. And as you're ready, let's remove the block. We can place the block once again on the floor in front of your chair. Scoot forward a little bit to free up that front hip and buttock. And again, nice and tall, shoulders over hips. Back hand on the chair seat, front arm reaching up. So lift and lengthen out of this hip flexor. You might even add a side bend towards the chair back, or keep your posture very tall and linear. Let's take both hands skyward, coming into warrior one. Let your arm bones settle into the shoulder joint. Keep pressing through your feet. And as you're ready, bring the back hand to the thigh for support. Front hand reaches forward, front leg reaches back. Flying warrior. Squaring off your shoulders and hips. Just breathing. We might bring both hands forward and then bending the back knee, straighten the spine, start to spiral, pivot, adjust this back leg for comfort, pressing into the outer edges of that front leg, that kickstand, reaching fingertip to fingertip. Good. Rotating our palms, turning up, rotating palms, turning down, right into the shoulder joint. Notice the arm bones. How does that feel? Notice your breath. Good. And then leaving our palms up, reversing our warrior. Hand lightly resting. Make sure you're not pressing on the knees, just lightly resting. We're breathing into the ribs, creating space. Relaxing that back elbow and shoulder. Just breathing, that's it. As you're ready, reach back up, spiraling those arm bones. Taking another breath, coming into extended side angle, so lowering the front elbow and arm, lightly resting. Circle the back arm up and around, arm by the ear, then open your chest, collarbones. So this arm might be here, it could be straight up. If that doesn't feel comfortable, another option to bring it down. It could rest or to even tuck in your back pocket. So kind of play with where that top hand needs to be for comfort. Lots of alternatives. Keeping that lift in your waistline, working the core muscles. And when you're ready, reach up to the sky, spiral your arm bones back to parallel, and float them down to the legs. Bend your back knee, help it forward, the front. We'll turn to face center and pause for a moment. Let the feet ground, your sitting bones, let everything settle. Noticing sensation in the body. Good. As you're ready, we can blink the eyes open if they're closed. And we're going to hug this right knee in. We can either grab the shin and hug it in comfortably close, or you might hook the arm underneath. If you're dealing with any knee or hip issues, range of motion, you can also rest your foot on your block. So whatever feels good, never force a range of motion at any of the joints. And then breathing into the belly and the ribs, massaging the internal organs with your breath. Letting go of any tension or unnecessary holding. Just breathing. That's it. And then we might pick up the lower leg, cradling the lower leg. Now, if you find this challenging and you have a yoga strap or a piece of band tubing, another option is to kind of create this little kind of cradle for your leg. This would be an option. And then you might add some stirring. So you might stir the leg bone or just rocking. You might stir in the other direction. So the femur stirring in the hip socket. And then bring it into seated pigeon. Ankle above or below the knee, or that foot might just rest on your yoga block, allowing the knee to turn open, or even less range, less bend down at the ankle. So nice and tall through your spine. Broaden the collarbones. Turn your corners of your mouth up to show some teeth. Keep smiling, keep breathing. Good. Slowly releasing out of that stretch. That's a great stretch to do if you're walking or if you're puttering around the house. Maybe you've been doing some housework. Just stop and do that little stretch, or any of the stretches we do. Let's hug that opposite knee in, either grabbing the shin or hook the arm underneath. Or you could even just rest the foot, holding here, whatever range of motion feels good for your body. Deep breaths into the belly, to the rib cage. Massaging the internal organs with your breath. Good. And then as you're ready, let's pick up that lower leg. We can cradle the lower leg. We might rock back and forth to start. We might circle out of the hip joint, stirring. And we might stir the other direction if that's accessible for you. And then coming into that figure 4 stretch, let the knee fall out where it may, sit tall, broaden your collarbones, relax your hands, fingers, relax your shoulders, that's it. Just breathing. And let's release that foot to the earth. Again, our body warmed up. We've been moving a little bit, so take opportunity to hydrate. And we're gonna come up to stand, and we're gonna adjust our chair a little bit. So we can bring the chair so that you're standing in front of your chair seat. So if you're using a mat, you can bring it to the top of your mat. Good, so nice and tall, facing our chair seat. Take your time. Good, thank you. And then bringing our palms forward, shine your heart forward, sink into your feet. As you're ready, bring your hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, reach to your chair, flat back. Inhale, step back right and left to plank. And then exhale, align your plank, drawing the low belly in. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Good, hold that stretch there. Keep breathing. Keep noticing. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then come up halfway, hands to the thighs for support, and come up all the way, turning palms forward. Good, sink back into your feet. Feeling grounded, heart open. Good. Let's bring our hands back to the heart. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, folding forward, reach to that flat back position, hands on the chair. Inhale, step back right and left to plank. And then coming into a strong plank. Inhaling, upward dog or just a breath in plank. Exhale, lift the hips, step forward into your downward dog. Bending the knees, elongating the spine. Come up halfway, hands to the thighs for support, and then hinge all the way up. Tall mountain. Just breathe. Just notice. Good, hands back to the heart. Let's add on this time. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, folding forward, come to a flat back position. Inhale, stepping back right and left to plank. And then coming into a strong plank. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, halfway lift, secure your spine. And then draw your right knee to your nose, look down. Inhale, press away, look forward. Do it again, exhale, round, knee towards your nose. Inhale, press away. One more time, knee towards your nose. And then press away. Bring your foot back to the floor, downward dog. Good, coming up halfway, hands to the thighs, finding tall mountain, palms turning forward, pausing for a moment, just breathing, just noticing. Good, let's bring our hands back to the heart. Let's try the other side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward, reach to your chair, flat back, bending the knees, stepping back into your plank. Engaging the core as you find your strong plank. Inhale, you might add an upward dog. And then exhale to downward dog, stepping forward. Inhale, halfway lift, secure your spine. And then draw the left knee to your nose, look down. Inhale, press away, look forward. Do it again, exhale, round, knee to nose. Inhale, press away. One more time, knee to nose. Press away. And return the foot to the floor, reaching the hips back. Coming up halfway, and then hands to the thighs for support, coming up all the way, tall mountain. Take a moment to let everything settle, to notice your breath. Good, as you're ready, reach the hands up skyward, inhaling. Exhale, interlace the hands, make a little steeple with your pointer fingers, that's it. Take another breath. Exhaling, right side bend. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, left side bend. Grow tall and center. Again, bending to the side. And center. Good, other side. And center. One more time each way, working at your own pace. Good. Take your time. Good. And release your arms. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Good. So we're going to face our chair seat again. You can also do this standing behind your chair if you prefer to be up a little taller. So from here, we're going to bring our hands to our hips. We're going to take a step forward on your back leg. Take your front leg back, turning that front leg out. And then we're going to rotate our hips to the front. So we're going to inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward, reaching to your chair seat. Or if you're behind your chair, you might be like this as well. So this is an option too. So we're getting this hamstring stretch. We're pulling our back hip back, our front hip forward, and I'm getting my stretch in that back hamstring. So the back hamstrings, shoulders relaxing, maybe your elbows bend a little. Bring your gaze forward so your head feels centered, that's it, on your spine. Back hip is back, front hip forward to deepen the stretch, just kind of shifting the angle of your hips and pelvis for this pyramid pose. Breathing fully, just noticing. And as you're ready, bend both knees, step forward, ground your feet, walk the hands to the thighs for support, and then come up all the way. Mountain pose. Take a few moments to breathe, to sink back into both feet. Feel all the edges of your feet. You might even think of lifting the arches of the feet. You might feel a sense of lifting the thigh muscles, lifting the kneecaps. Hug the shoulder blades together as you broaden the collarbones. Still smiling. Good. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to the hips. From here, let's do pyramid pose on the opposite leg. So the opposite foot steps back, my back leg steps back, turns out. My front foot points straight ahead to the chair. And then I'm going to shift my pelvis a little bit more to the chair. I'm going to inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hinge at the hip crease, reaching your hands to the chair, softening the elbows. Just starting to feel that stretch in that front hamstring area. So your front leg is fairly straight. Bring that hip back, the back hip forward, the front hip back to deepen the stretch. Elongating your spine, positioning your head and neck so you just have that natural curve in the neck. To deepen the stretch, pull that back hip back, the front hip back, the back hip forward. So just a little shift of the pelvis to deepen the stretch. Good. When you're ready, bend both knees, step forward, grounding your feet. Take your time to come up to tall mountain. Crown of the head to the sky, body tall. Feel equally grounded, left side body, right side body, the front body, and the back body. Those four corners of your feet grounding. Good. From here, releasing the arms. Again, we can adjust our chair. So I'm going to turn my chair to face a little bit, actually I'll stay a side view. I'm going to stay for a side view so those at home can see. We're going to just stand behind your chair. So you can flip your chair around to the front or be side on, as long as you can sort of see. And we're standing with our feet about hip bone width apart, and we're going to strengthen those calf muscles. Good. So these are a great exercise you can throw into any workout routine, your yoga practice, your walking routine, or maybe you're just home and you're moving about your space and you think, I could do those calf raises standing at my kitchen sink. You know, maybe when dishes are done, just kind of throw them into the day. Maybe, 10 or 12 repetitions. Building strength of the ankles, the feet, your calves. Good, body tall, that's it. And then pause, sink into the feet. Let's lift our toes this time. Lift the toes, rock back, and plant the feet. Lift the toes, rocking back, and plant your feet. So shin raises. Again, really important for our walking gait as well. Strengthening the shins. And just helping to prevent tripping too. So really important to build these muscles. It's very subtle work here. Same thing, 10 or 12 repetitions. You might do a couple sets of those. So you might repeat that twice. And you can do them every day if you like, or certainly every other day. Good. And one more time. Good. From here, let's take a step forward, a step back, coming into a calf stretch. So pressing the heel, that back heel into the floor. The front knee is bent. Option is to hang on to the chair for support, or you might lift one hand out of the equation. You might lift both. Just working on balance. How does this feel in your body? Our body finding strength and balance here, steadiness. Just notice how it feels. Notice your breathing. Making sure that you're still breathing, following each breath. Good. You might bring one hand to the chair, the other, and then step it in, walk it out on the spot. Good. And let's stretch the other side. A step forward, a lengthy step back. Bending that front knee over the ankle. Good. An option to hang on to the chair, or you might take one arm away. I'm going to take mine a little lower this time. Reaching out to the side as an option. Know that your chair is right there if you need it. So again, just breathing and noticing, creating awareness. Releasing one hand to the chair, the other, step it forward, just march it out on the spot or walk it out. And then we're going to come into tree pose. So you can come to one side of your chair. We're going to do each side, so either or, doesn't matter. Shift your balance to the inside leg. Your outside heel can lift, your knee turns out. Bring your heel just above the ankle. So option one is to stay here. Option two, you might slide the foot up a little higher, sort of hugging the side leg, the lower leg. Always be above or below the knee joint. You might stretch one arm out. You might play with stretching the other arm out. Just know that the chair is right there if you need it. Or you can simply touch down with the foot if you need to. Good. Picking that focal point to gaze at. Broadening the collarbones. And day to day, our balance will vary. Notice your breath. Good. And then bringing the hand back to the chair and the hip, the knee forward, and just shake it out. And come to the other side of your chair. Good. And we're going to shift our balance to that inside leg. Outside heel lifts, turning the knee out. Now toes might stay on the floor, or you might slide your foot up a little higher. Good. And you can also do this one seated. So maybe you're here, and that foot can just come like this, can turn out. Good. So whatever works for you, finding that strength and balance. Use the chair as little or as much as you'd like to. Good work, everyone. Good. Bringing the hand back to the chair, the knee forward, and the foot back to the earth. Good. So from here, we're going to come into our final relaxation. So whatever that might mean for you, you might simply just sit on your chair. You could also lie on your mat with your legs up the chair. So that's a kind of a nice one too. I'll adjust the lighting. So taking your time to settle into your space, to get comfortable. To breathe fully. Eyes can be opened or closed. Taking a moment to settle into your space. And bring your focus inwards to the breath. And feeling the rise and fall of each breath. Just breathing. Just noticing. And softening all the muscles of your face. You might part the lips gently to soften your jaw. Relaxing the teeth, the tongue. And taking your time to awaken. Blinking the eyes open, wiggling toes and fingers. Making your way to a comfortable seat. Just awakening the body. Just noticing how you feel at the end of your practice. We might bring our hands to our heart space in Anjali Mudra, or prayer hands, taking a moment of gratitude, a moment of kindness for yourself and each other, for this practice. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, much gratitude and love from my heart to yours. We'll close the practice with a bow and the word namaste. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.